Hey everybody, it's Mail Day and I answer your top questions. Okay, so excited today because I'm starting to get some more people giving feedback and all that stuff. But the one thing I'm begging that today's question, actually I had 3 questions that came in or still DMs. I'm begging you, please, if you could publicly place your questions on the StartEdUp Facebook page, that would be great. I'm also getting some feedback on the YouTube, but anyway, today's were DM'd to me, and I respect that. Also, let me know if I can read your name on air. I will start off and actually do one because this is going to take some explaining. Khalid K, I'll just say that, gave me a message. Hey Don, tried to kick off my 20% time this year and it went over with a thud. I don't feel the excitement. Okay. So I'm assuming I did a little digging into what you do, and it seems as though that you are a middle school teacher. Really, how do you build that excitement? And a lot of times, well, actually, I'll hearken the words of Navi and Jane. One time, he was talking to our class, and I've even heard him say this on a TED Talk. That whole metaphor, you can lead the horse to water, you just can't make him drink, but you can make them thirsty. So a lot of times, this is the difference between buy-in and ownership. If you introduce your Genius Hour and say, hey kids, we're gonna do a Genius Hour, they'll do it because that's what they're used to. They're like, I tell you what to do and you do it. But if you allow them to think that they came up with this time, it's even better. Let me explain. I remember the first time I introduced this, well, actually, legitimately, we watched the TED Talk with Daniel Pink, and the whole class got started because I had them watch the TED Talk, and I was like, what did you guys think? And they're like, well, that sounded awesome, and it sounds like Google's a cool place to work, and that's so neat that they gave them one day a week to work on what they wanted to work on. And I was like, what happens if we did that at our school? And then they started legitimately saying we should have our own class, and that's realistically how the class got started, or at least that particular year it was just 20% time. You could lead this off as a discussion, and you could have them start building solutions. And then you might say, man, when would we have time to do this? The other part of it is that a lot of times in middle school and high school, if you start off by saying, what do you love? What are you passionate about? Kids are jaded by middle school, especially high school. So if you started off with, hey, what do you love? You're gonna get some eyeball rolling or kind of reactions, maybe not. But if you start off by saying what's wrong in the world? Or what do you hate? Or what bothers you? Then all of a sudden there is no shortage of opinion. They will always give their opinion. Number one, you're gonna start training them to see that most people just complain and very few people do anything. But that's kind of the whole point in building that first Genius Hour. So you say, all right, what bothers you? List things on the board, right? And start saying, okay, they're gonna have several things to say, well, what should we do about it? What could you do about it, realistically? That's when they start building and brainstorming, and I'm most passionate about that. And then when they start coming on to some really good ideas, keep building on it. Set the tone that there is no that's stupid, but it's a more of an improv yes and. Yes, and we should do this, and we could do this, and then shut it down. Look, these are all good ideas, but how could we do that here? That's impossible. When would we have time to do that? Let them figure out that they could have their own Genius Hour. Now it's their idea. Now they're owning it. And even let them pick the day that they should have their Genius Hour. If you're doing this once a week, let them decide, hey, we want to do this on Fridays in the last 30 minutes of a Friday, or we want to have this on Monday to start off our week, whatever. But no matter what, when they envision that, when they brainstorm it, when they own it, everything is better. Khalid, thank you very much. I will send you a DM back. You know what? I will also send you a book. If it is out of the country, it's going to cost me a lot of money, but it's okay. To entice you, again, if you make a public question on the facebook.com/StartEdUp page, I will pick one question of the week and send you a book as the least I can do. That's all I got. Begging, more questions, please. I'm here to help. If you think that this could help other teachers, man, do I appreciate it if you pass it along. Like our page. There is some metrics there that it helps if we get a number of likes. And yeah, just share. Question, recommend us, all that good stuff. I sincerely appreciate it. This is Don Wettrick reminding you that opportunities are everywhere. We'll see ya.